Welcome back! We are now at cycle 11 here in the Pokemon League. We're going to focus on a couple things here. I want to open up this area. So let's go ahead and dig that up. We're going to access this water and put it into our well. Same thing with the things, same thing with up here. The only thing that we need to do as well is increase the height. Actually, we'll just close it off. This way, this is the maximum height, and then we'll just increase this over here. I believe it might be a good idea to actually start accessing the Sweetles. We can probably create a ranch for them. They do provide a lot of sucrose, which we'll need for the grubs that they develop into. And we have plenty of sulfur here. I think the sulfur should be able to last for a while. I mean, the moment it doesn't, we can't do much about it. So we'll make plans for making the Sweetle Ranch. We have access to the liquid pump now. That's wonderful. We're going to build one right here so we can access the water. Usually we just need to build pipes that go up this way and then attach a wire to it. Over here we're going to put in some items in here, which is going to be a sandstone. And really it's sedimentary rock that we want. I don't think we have any sedimentary rock yet. That's bad. I think we have to find sedimentary rock in one place that I don't want to go to yet, and that's the swamp biome. I think, yep, there it is. There's sedimentary rock here and gold amalgam. Eventually we'll have to go through here. We can probably access it this way. We'll make a liquid lock just so we can go here safely without causing issues or spreading it over. But we will need some way to prevent us from breathing it, and that would be through the oxygen masks. There is Paku here. I've never actually ran a successful Paku ranch, but I mean, this could be the chance for me to do that. So maybe it's important that I start the research for the oxygen mask. So we'll do that once we got everything that we need. Okay, I think we're ready for this one. We're gonna give them the okay to open that, and then in the meantime we'll start digging up this way. And that should automate them making this water go down into the well. So we won't have to worry about it. We got a safeguard right here, so it shouldn't fall into there. But it's okay if it does. One thing that I want to do is dig this area out so that they'll pass by this park sign as I make this our, where is it? Our mess hall. So I'm going to put a couple of them here. We'll have them build this as they when they're ready. And it'll be a great time for them. It'll increase their morale even more. Look at that waterfall. That way they won't just be eating right there at the edge. What if they fall? It's better if we eat up here. I'm deciding to go ahead and get started with the oxygen masks that we'll need. So it might just be a good idea to get that started. At the very least, other folks will be using it. We already have the crafting station here. So it shouldn't be much of a problem, but I should just get this out of the way. And this spot I'll reserve for the electric grill. It's going to be right next to our ration boxes. It might get too hot. Maybe I won't put it too close, but it should be fine, I'm hoping. And we'll move it if it does get too hot. We may need to help it out just a little bit here. I'm going to continue digging just so that we can access the rest of this and it'll fall into the well. In terms of breathability, I might need another one right here. We still need a lot of algae, but a bunch of carbon dioxide is falling down, so it's normal for it to just mix around and not make some areas breathable. For now, it should be okay. If it gets bad, the dupes will tell me that something's bad. So both pockets of water are now back into our well. Good. We're just going to mop up all the excess water so that it's not causing us to get the chilly surroundings and the sopping wet debuffs. That's pretty bad. Oh, and they're shivering. I don't want them to get sick, but that should hopefully go away. Hopefully, I should get a shower going when it's all done, but we'll see what we can do. And it's time for a new blueprint here from our printing pod. Let's check it out. Oh, I do like Liam is my favorite, my favorite dupe just because of the blue hair. I don't want another one at the moment, though. I think I'm just gonna grab the coal. It's always nice to have it. I mean, in the future we'll get a ton, but having more is it's never that bad. So I'll grab the coal. And I think it wouldn't hurt to just continue digging out the starter area. It's blocked off by the granite, but I can dig through the granite now. It should just be easy for us to get it out of the way, get all these resources for ourselves, and more of the food, actually. I think it's food that's underneath these areas here, but we should get it out of the way and, you know, use as much of it as possible. Oh, there's a lot of here. A lot of algae. In preparation for this ranch here, I'm actually going to set this storage bin into sweep only. And I'm going to have them sweep this area. I don't want the hatches to just eat whatever they want to. So we'll put all that in here. They'll do this over time, so it's not that much of a rush. But I just want to make sure that we have this covered before we start putting any hatches in this room. Okay, now I swear we're going to get the smart battery. I've been putting it off for a while. Let's get it now. Probably wouldn't hurt to get started on our hydroponic farms. Do we have the light? We don't have the light yet, but that's okay. I can get that started now. I don't think we'll have more water than what we have right here, so this is just fine. Let's get started on that farm. And once again, I saw this build online. I do not take credit for it, but it's a wonderful build. I'm just going to do that. 4 on each side. We're going to add a mesh tile. It's usually an airflow tile, but I don't have that yet, so we'll put that there for now. We put a liquid bridge over that way and then attach that so it goes through the bridge, or it can go to these hydroponic tiles like that. And I don't have the light yet, so we can't put any of the bristleberries in there. But once I get that, we'll get that started. We're slowly crawling out of that central spot in this asteroid, but it's best that I don't expand too quickly, just so that, you know, I don't get overwhelmed. I only have 5, and I can only do so much with 5. But, you know, we do what we can. It's not pretty, but I'm going to put a bottle emptier right here, just so that it can, you know, everything that we mop up can be put back into this little well, and we'll be able to use it when we can. I'm going to go ahead and build a crafting station. It's in our station tab right here. We already have the oxygen mask blueprints, I believe. We learned it from our research, so it shouldn't be that difficult to start making those. I don't know why I said day 11 was going to be when we'll get our skills, but actually it was day 15. So we're going to go ahead and give Skitty Critter Ranching 1. I decided to give Magnemite Improved Tinkering just so that she'll get more energy whenever she's running and operating a machine. And I think we're all set. As you can see, now that we have this skill, the grooming station is now ready. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and catch all these hatches. A really easy way to do it is just do that, because they're all hiding during the day. Oh, that one's drowning. That's a little too late now. And eventually, our Skitty will go ahead and catch those hatches and put them over here. It might be a good idea to start building a new set of ranches here. So I'll do that right now. Our crafting station's ready. As you can see, we have 3 options here. We definitely don't have this. We're not going to make one at the moment of these metal power banks, because I think it costs a lot. It's 200 kilograms of copper. This is just 50, see? That's a lot of metal. So we're going to go ahead and make about 3 of these, and we'll see what when they finish it up, we'll take a look at them. Oh, I totally missed it. They put one of the hatches in here. I'm not sure who it was. I know. Okay. And there we go. Skitty's already grooming the first one. Look at them. It is now day 15. I'm going to go ahead and select our next blueprint. I do want this oxyfern. I don't have anything that removes carbon dioxide yet, and this is just an easy way to do that. So let's go ahead and get this. And once this is built, we'll put in the oxyfern in there, and it should start working immediately. So someone, I believe Skitty was the one that tied this guy up, or their truss up. Skitty's gonna go come back and get them. Okay. They just put it in a bag. Okay, the batteries are done. We can start replacing our old batteries with these new smart batteries. I need to go and grab the lights. Is it this one? It's that one, and this automation wire right here. And we have plenty of copper already, so we're gonna go ahead and build this smart battery right here and just connect it into our grid. We'll put in the oxyfern right here, and that'll start going converting carbon dioxide into oxygen. So we do have access to our lamp now. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. Attach it with a wire. Where's the wire? Right there. And that should provide light for our bristle blossoms once we have this all set up. And you can see the oxyfern working. It's converting all that carbon dioxide around it into breathable oxygen. One is probably not enough, but you know, it'll hold off the inevitable bunch of carbon dioxide at the bottom of the base. Automation wire has been built, so we're going to continue on in our plumbing. I want this liquid reservoir for our bathroom system, so we'll get that right now. And there we go. We're starting to build our battery, our smart battery. After that, we'll get rid of these smaller ones. We don't really need it because they leak out energy even if you're not using it. The smart battery does as well leak, but it's not as bad as these other two. That's a lot of water. I think, okay, it would have definitely overflowed, and we increased this by a lot. So this is going to be a good amount of water that we can work with. We'll use this for our bathroom systems. We'll use it for our food here, and we'll, of course, just use it for everything else. But we will need to start working on taming this, essentially, just to get more renewable water. They're now releasing coal. So we're going to look at our coal numbers. It's going to increase over time as we keep feeding these hatches. And so, of course, I'm expanding it because they're going to keep growing. They pump out a lot of eggs in a short amount of time. And they grow pretty quickly as well. So we'll need to continue expanding this to get ready for that inevitability. I can't even say the word. Okay, we're getting close to this one. I'm going to go ahead and select our seed. It's going to be the bristle blossoms. We have 10. Oh my god. I can create a second row here. So we'll do that. We may have to move our grill somewhere else. That is going to be something that I will not hesitate to do because we need this bristle blossom farm to get started. It's just going to be a bit difficult to build something like this underwater. They'll have to hold their breath and then go back up. So it's going to be a couple of trips up and down. Hopefully you don't drown. That should be plenty of time for you to get up there. And it is starting to, yep, suck up a lot of the water here. It's going to send it straight up here. We're going to, we'll use it for other things later, but this is the important part, so we can get this whole thing started. And there we go. We're starting our hydroponic farms for these bristle blossoms. They'll start growing soon. I think I'm going to have to continue adding to this just to continue with our farm. The more the bristle blossoms we have, the better off we'll be. And it'll be the same build as before. We have our piping ready here and our electricity connected to those. So we'll continue building this up when we can. And let's get started on this bottom section here. I'm going to go ahead and start deleting or just deconstruct that, making sure we dig down. I should start taking care of the... Well, maybe I don't have to take care of the carbon dioxide yet. We have this little guy. We'll probably just move them down this way and grab that carbon dioxide as it goes down. So we'll get started on this and we'll follow up with them in a bit. Like, I'm starting to see just how much more difficult it is when I'm doing commentary while playing. I usually try to rush a bunch of different things all at the same time at the beginning of these asteroids, the new asteroids essentially, but it's getting very difficult when I'm actually talking about it. I'm starting to see, like, whenever I'm, forgetting things, yeah, it's been interesting so far. But at least our plants are growing quite well. They're already at 7%. The bristle blossoms will, 8% now. The bristle blossoms will come in when it's ready, and it'll be wonderful when it gets there. Let me see. If I just do that, and probably kind of, well, I think that's fine. We're gonna start digging this section right here. There we go. And so the water will go down a little bit lower, and I can start building in here. We now have our liquid reservoir. We just pop one right here, get some water, and we'll have... I mean, it'll make more sense if I get the water sieve going here. Actually, the water sieve is right here in the distillation If we get that started, we'll have our water purifying system here with a water container, the distillation for the water sieve, essentially, and then another container here for the polluted water. We'll have our bathroom up and going, and it'll only need some bit of electricity going into the water sieve to purify it, and that'll just continue on for quite a while. So we'll have a working bathroom system. Yeah, it might be a good idea to actually rebuild and replant this oxyfern down here because they have nothing to breathe, and it's a bit of a climb to go back all the way up here. So this is probably the best idea I've had. This should help out with just them building down here. Look at the little sweetles. They're gonna produce a lot of sugar, and we have plenty of sulfur down here. I don't see a sulfur. There it is. Sulfur is what they eat. They eat other things, I do believe, but sulfur makes them eat or produce a lot of sugar. I'll have to double check on that. But, yeah, we're definitely going to have to make a sweetle range. And here we are. We are at the edge of the swamp biome. And before we even do that, I got to get that water lock started. So, let's do it. I need to... First, got to make sure our driller knows how to dig through abyssalite with this skill right here. Next, we're just digging out this inverted triangle through this way, and then I guess we're gonna do some of this little action right there. We also built a bottle emptier. I'm putting 2 just in case, but we'll start off with 1. Put in some water here, enable auto bottle, and someone eventually will start putting some water in here. And there's already some water in here they put in through the bottle emptier, and with enough pressure, it's actually, well, after this tile is filled up and we put some in here, it'll actually kind of create a lock. It'll attach to this one. No gas can pass through there. I mean, sweetles can pass through right now, but I'm hoping that they don't pass through once this is completely done. So we'll have to wait for that, but at the very least, we're getting this started, and we're just that much closer to getting access to this little vent right here. The water sieve is done. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the deodorizer in the contamination box. That should help us with cleaning up this polluted oxygen and some of this thing here. I will try not to break through the slime lung blocks in the slime, just so that we can clear out the oxygen and get clean oxygen flowing through this way. And of course, like in this part of this ranch, we're starting to clean out what we had over here, putting it into this storage bin just to clean it out, and so that the hatches won't be eating random things. This is going to be specifically for our sedimentary rock. I want these hatches to start eating it and turn into stone hatches. That's going to be our goal. And we're at cycle 20 now. It's been quite an eventful 10 days, essentially. We did a lot. We have our bristleberries growing. We have the liquid lock started. We have made a couple of ranches for our hatches, and we're gonna get a lot more done in the next 10 days, essentially. So thank you so much for watching. Click that like button, click that subscribe button if you haven't been subscribed, and thank you. We'll see you guys next time.